I'm Tony, back with more practical drone pilot business expansion strategies. Look, as drone pilot entrepreneurs, we all operate in the same airspace, right? Well, we got long days, we've got our tight deadlines, and then don't forget about the clients pulling us in different directions. It's easy to get stuck in the mud. All-nighter editing sessions, chasing and answering emails, and don't forget about tweaking things that don't really move our business forward. I call that majoring in the minors. But here's the thing. If we're spending our best hours on the littler things, we're inadvertently stealing time away from the work that actually grows our aerial agencies. And I'll be the first to admit it, at times, I too have been guilty of that. I'm talking about falling into the trap of confusing activity with productivity and profit. This is why I want us to focus on what I call the high signal strategy. It's not about being busier. It's about being effective and efficient. It's about being smarter with where we decide to direct our limited energy, like figuring out which parts of our day actually build revenue, deepen client relations, and earn us our competitive advantage. On this edition of Drone Pilot MBA, we're about turning down the noise, dialing in on the high signal strategy, and giving ourselves every opportunity to grow. Thanks for boarding. Before we blast off into the wild blue yonder, let's set the stage. Building a drone business is not about grinding harder or filling your schedule with endless tasks. It's about clarity, knowing what actually drives results and then doubling down on it. That's where today's strategy comes in. We're going to talk about how to separate the high signal work, the things that actually grow our revenue and strengthen our client relations and propel us forward, from the cacophony of noise that does nothing more than rob us of our most precious commodity, our time. So as we learn to prioritize and finish the most important things, we revel in not just short-term success, but long-term staying power in the drone industry. Here's how the signal-to-noise strategy works. In engineering, there's a concept called signal-to-noise ratio. You may be familiar with that. The higher the signal compared to the noise, the clearer the communication. Now, in our drone business, the signal is the work that actually drives growth, actually generates revenue, or client relationship building. The noise is everything else. Low-value tasks, distractions, busy work that feels productive but doesn't move the needle. For example, signal tasks might be completing a client's aerial media package, securing a new contract, or following up with a lead that's ready to book. Noise tasks, that's constantly checking the phone, spending hours looking at the emails, right? Spending hours on minor edits that don't matter today, or researching gear you don't really need right now. That's majoring in the minors. The key sweet spot is to aim for the 80-20 balance, spending 80% of your time on signal and only 20% on the necessary but lower value work. Now, as we do that, we're keeping our energy focused where it matters most. That's building today's business while laying the groundwork for tomorrow's growth. Now, here's the truth. Success in our drone business isn't about doing more. It's about intentionally completing the right tasks. As we consistently finish high priority work, well, we strengthen client relationships and our reputation. We maintain momentum toward our long-term goals. We reduce stress and avoid wasting energy on the wrong things. And every completed task today becomes a building block for tomorrow's business. This is why prioritization is so critical. It's not about filling our day, it's about finishing the must-complete tasks that actually expand our drone service business. Now let's take a quick look at a practical example in an 18-hour workday. In a 50-50 signal-to-noise day, half our time on high-value tasks, half on the noise, we might complete 5 must-do tasks, and our revenue potential would be around $238. But what happens when we shift to the high-signal strategy, focusing 80% on signal? Well, we complete 8 must-do tasks, and our revenue potential jumps to about $394. That's a 65% increase in productivity and earnings without adding a single extra hour of work, just by focusing on the tasks and activities that matter most. So how do you apply the high signal strategy in your business? Well, first, identify 1 to 3 must complete tasks for the day. Ask yourself which tasks, if I finish them today, move my business closer to its long-term goals. Number 2, prioritize completion over perfection. I mean, wouldn't you agree that being done is better than being perfect? Why? Because done builds on purpose momentum. 3, protect your focus. Guard 80% of your time for high-value work. The other 20% can go toward admin or minor tasks. And 4, review and adjust daily. Now, at the end of each day, honestly ask yourself, did I complete the work that truly mattered today? If not, simply make the appropriate course corrections for tomorrow. You know, if you think about it, the high signal strategy is about playing the long game today. Drone pilots who consistently complete today's priorities don't just get more done. They build momentum, deliver stronger results for clients, and create a business that expands over time. Remember, it's not about doing more. It's about doing what matters most. Every day, every task is another chance to lay a path toward long-term success. If you found this helpful, I would encourage you to share this with another drone entrepreneur who needs to hear it. Let me ask you this. What's one must-complete task you're committing to today? I'd love to hear your comments down below. And if this video has helped you, I would be most grateful if you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell so you never miss an episode. If you want more growth strategy for your drone business, check out my other videos and articles. There are over 500 resources waiting for you at aerialnorthwest.com. To read the whole article, Boost Drone Business Growth with High Signal Focus, click on the link in the show liner notes below. Thanks a million for joining me on this edition of Drone Pilot MBA. I wish you all green lights. I'll see you next time. Much love and respect. Keep on droning. If you have any questions, let us know. If you have any comments, leave them below. If you'd like to hire us, you can get more information by visiting aerialnorthwest.com. Be smart, safe, and fly responsibly.